Thank you for this opportunity and platform that you have created. And I'm personally grateful that I have this opportunity again to facilitate this all-important dialogue. And I believe that everyone who's going to join today will be happy that they did so. And for this promise, I really want to encourage everyone joining to please encourage others that you know are supposed to be part of this dialogue to join in, because we have amazing stories and amazing people who are doing great things in Midrand, and of course not limited in terms of their business, but they are based here and they're doing great things, especially in the community. I'm personally inspired by what is coming our way today. And I would like to ask our sister Mahlohonolo Lidwawa to just in brief, about 3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes, tell us about yourself and the business that you represent. And I know that I'm about to be transformed really by what is coming my way. Mahlohonolo, please, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mahlohonolo Lidwawa, as introduced, the owner of the Breadbox Bakery and Breadbox Studio. I'm based here in Midrand.
Thank you so much, Mahlohonolo, for this great introduction. And I'm touched to hear how you started your business, and I believe that we'll hear more as the time goes. Just to hear that somebody responded to a social crisis out there, to say, hey, socio-economical crisis, to say, hey, the people here are looking for jobs they do not have. They're standing at corners, they're looking for something to do. And she went to approach these people, took them in, and started teaching them or training them this beautiful skill. And today we see that the same thing has now transformed into a business that many of us do know. And the fact that she knows I visited her shop alone and with my family as well, and it tells you that we notice the great work she's doing, and we are not supporting just because she belongs to this platform, but her work is beautiful. It's amazing what she's doing out there, and I believe later on we will share. She will share address and tell us more as she tells us more about this business. Now, I want to ask our next speaker to come also for an introduction.
First and foremost, thank you for the invite, MLEE. Good evening to Rev, Chairman Tulani, and my fellow panelists, and the rest of the people that have cared to take their time to join us. So my name is Rolani Rakamba. I'm a co-founder of a company called Level X. Level X was founded in 2010. Prior to that, I used to work for Nestle, Business Connection, as a technical IT support person. Then through my employment history, I met a gentleman by the name of Munseng Mashiteng. We worked together for a company called Midrand Infrastructure Solutions. This was back in 2007. Then we met, we chat to one another. I was more of an IT project manager based in Mafikeng. He was one of the site tech guys working on the telecom sector. Then back then we decided that we were going to open up a company together one day, and it happened in 2010. And then 2013, that's when we officially went full-time into the company. I resigned from my job at Nestle. He resigned from his previous company called Prolantic. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Our main business in the telecoms infrastructure sector.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rulani Rikamba.
Yes.
Thank you for this beautiful intro, and I believe that many people here will be challenged when they hear more of, especially, yeah, of course, you have spoken of how you started, and I know that there is more inspiring story in relation to where you are now and the
Yeah.
projects that you are busy with and so forth. And I believe that we are really going to be challenged. We are really going to be challenged. I believe that someone's experience can help you to overcome that pitfall. Matlohonolo, please, I want you to share with us your journey in brief, especially how you started, how, I mean, based on the experience that you have in how you started, what is it that you want to share today that you believe that somebody else can learn, especially at their early stages of business?
I think for me, the most important thing is not rushing into, like, for example, going into retail space and getting into a lot of expense because of lack of access to finance and funding. Why I'm saying so is that I started at home. I started building capital from home and buying machinery from home before I can move into the retail space. So it was quite a journey. I just didn't up and say, I want to open up and then start at, I started small. I started doing this, taking these people into my home and training them. It was not an easy journey because where I stay, it's a bit controlled, and they were just giving us issues in terms of people are coming in and going out of your house, what is going on. But we continue to do that up until we have enough capital. So we started by building that, and the demand for business then grew from home. So that is when we started going out there and look for retail space. So we looked for retail space, but I was very specific in terms of the area that we wanted to operate in. The reason being, we have a lot of issues in terms of culinary schools. Our culinary schools are very wide, and our people are suffering to get placement into culinary schools. So then I saw an opportunity there, and I said, okay, fine, then what do you then do? It's these women that are on the streets, and then we've got our own people that are sitting in culinary schools who are actually being like, a lot of culinary students don't finish their courses, mainly because they don't have places to go and do their practicals. So it's a very wide industry. It's monopolized. So we deliberately then decided that besides helping this, we're going to take these students that are from culinary schools to give them an opportunity to do that training there. So then the best way to do that is to find a location that will be suitable so that when they go back to school, they don't say, in Modi Chochombeng and do other stuff. So we wanted to give them the best experience and for them to be the best. So then we had to look for location. So then we looked for location, we found the cheapest, which was in Carlswell Deco Center where we are based. And then we managed to get into that space and get into there. So the challenges were still there because penetration into the market, it's a very wide market in terms of pastry, not let alone bread. Because when you get into bread, they want to buy you out, they want to do that. They're still doing that even now because they want to buy us out of that, to say we buy your business as it is and stuff. So we're still doing the training for the students over and above the business that we're doing. So we're also getting into another leg where now we're going to be concentrating on getting these students and making sure that they finish and then go and look for a job elsewhere. So on the other leg also, we also have a CSI project where we're training these unprivileged girls who are sitting at home, child-headed household, where we're saying we can give them a skill so that they don't rely on other people to be able to get whatever needs that they do. So we're in partnership with other ladies that are around the community of Midrand. And then on the other hand, again, every Friday, what we're doing is that we are feeding orphanages around the communities of Midrand, including Tembisa, those that were relying on school feeding program and otherwise don't have anything to eat. But somebody might be saying that you are doing this, it means that you've got money. No, we don't. It's a struggle that we do have every single day. And what helped us during this time of COVID is that in a program with Vodacom that is supporting SMEs. It's an SME program that is hosted by Vodacom. So they were able to help us in terms of this program of feeding and other stuff in terms of making sure that our business is up there, like advertising and doing that. And then if you can see in August, I think you will see on media platforms that they would be actually flighting our business in terms of, or this is what Breadbox do in terms of media and PR, they will be doing that for us. Because what we did is that I went to them and I said, we need access to market, we need ABC, we need that. So they had us, it was not easy though. So we had to get, and eventually we got the right people. We managed to get into partnership with Vodacom Financial Services, which assisted us in getting access to certain markets, and especially the Vodacom market. And so we are able to trade now because of the assistance. So basically what we're doing is our focus over and above selling our products is making sure that we train these young girls and boys from culinary schools. We make sure that we give the skills to the child-headed households. And we have partnered with another school in Tembisa to give the kids skills there. And how we identified the school is that there was issues of unruliness in that school. And then I worked with another social worker and psychologist around the Midrand area, where we then realized that the kitchen is a happy place. Then when we get them into the kitchen and give them skills, then they become better people and their behavior changes. So over and above doing the business, it started as a community development project. So our aim is still to develop the community of in and around Midrand, especially the disadvantaged, so that at least we can, there's a bigger pie. So if one person can be able to do that and we empower one person to sell magwinya at the corner of Tembisa, and we can empower somebody else in Diepsloot, we can empower somebody else to do that. Let it be, because we can see now, I mean, jobs are not guaranteed. So we try by all means to make sure that as much as we are in business, we empower other men and women to be able to have a sustainable living.
You know, thank you so much. And, you know, there's something that I really want us to talk about in brief here, based on what you just shared now. And I'm taking advantage of this platform and the fact that you know, even how you started, you did mention that it's not to say that we are big and we are out there and we are a big business and so forth. We are still starting. We are still, you know, we are trying our best to find our space and so forth. And by the way, I'll come back to what you just shared when you said they try by all means even to buy you out and so forth. We'll come back to that, because I believe that someone else here will go through the same struggle. The moment they see that there's potential, they want to come for you. They want to come for your business. But I'm going to come back. I want us to talk about this, what you are doing in the community, and taking advantage, like I said, of everybody in this platform. What is your advice in terms of capacity or size of an enterprise? Do you think that somebody must take the burden of improving someone's life in a community there based on their growth up to a particular level, or what do you think? What do you think is needed, or what do you think that somebody needs to be able to take someone and help change someone's life? I say this because now we are faced with COVID-19. Many people have lost their jobs. Small businesses are suffering, even bigger entities, that for sure. But we have so many of our people that are disadvantaged as we speak because of COVID. And I know that most people will think that, especially in this area, you will think that it's easier for us to put in Vodacom here and another bigger entity and say to them that, hey, what are you doing for the community? But I think that we also have a role, and I'm more convinced about that, learning from your experience and learning from the testimony you are sharing with us here, that you are doing something. And I want you also to touch on the numbers. I know there is a number of people you are cooking for, even for tomorrow. You are getting ready earlier today because of what you are preparing to feed quite a number. And I want you to disclose those numbers. But to somebody starting a business on a smaller scale now, when do you think is the right time for that person to take someone's life and intend to improve it, or by meeting their day-to-day needs? Please share with us.
I believe you really don't have to be a big company. Even if you work solo, you can even help somebody. It requires time and the heart, because the issue is here. It really doesn't take money to be able to change somebody's life. You can actually take somebody in and say, what I can give you is a skill. So you really don't have to have money. So with me, what I did is that I really took advantage of my corporate relationships, because I have been in ICT all my life. So, and then I built very good relationships in the company that I work for. Like I work for Centec, I work for MTN, and I work for Vodacom. So I do have good relationships. So I took advantage of and knowing the systems and people that are working inside. So to be able to help people, because I know they've got CSI projects, and I know even individuals that will be able to help the community. So you utilize that to the betterment of other people. So that's what I did to be able to assist the people. But with me, I really didn't have money to be able to help these people. And I took them from the streets and I said, this is what I can do for you. I can give you the skill because I've acquired a skill. Because in my life, I never thought I would touch flour again. My grandmother had a bakery when we grew up. So that's where I got the skill. And at that time, I thought I was being abused, because we had to wake up very early in the morning, bake bread before we go to school. And only to now I'm able to help other people to do the same. So you really don't need to have money to be able to help people. It requires your time, the patience, and then the willingness to be able to help other people and change their lives.
Thank you for sharing this. And I really want to challenge all of us here to say that we can rise up and do something. We can change somebody's life. Don't wait. Don't think that, let me wait until I'm this big and so forth. I think that maybe that's when the spirit of Ubuntu is being tested here. Let's rise up and let us intend to change somebody's life. And how many children are you feeding tomorrow, Mrs. Ludwig?
It's over 100 kids. It depends, because the more the others hear that we are doing this, and then the more there's a need that arises from somewhere else. So we started by feeding 60 Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So, and then all the orphanages and stuff that we're feeding, and then they said it's better if we do it on a Friday. And sometimes on a Sunday, we just do a soup kitchen based on the area or where there's a need. So tomorrow it's going to be 120 plates that we're going to be doing. So then the orphanages come and help, and I've got other people that are in the group that have actually assisted to help us distribute the food, because due to COVID, we had to actually work with the staff that is like that. Some people come in this and they allow the others to come in. So sometimes I cannot really leave the shop. So there are people in the group and outside of group, and I think in the Midrand citizens, that are really helping me to distribute the food, because I cook and then they come and collect it. So tomorrow it's going to be 120 kids around Midrand, Center for Girls, Yanzani Children's Home, and Tepanang in Tembisa, and